Big up, people. Welcome to United Real Therapy, people. How are we doing? How are we doing? They play when they won. They play when they won. Those ones are ballers. They play when they won. Cedo, you're irritating me now. I'm going to have to relegate you. Listen, welcome to United Real Therapy, people. Big up to every one of you, right? Now, people, because it doesn't look, the TV cameras weren't there for people like, big up the all, yeah, man. Every metrosexual is welcome. Big up Georgie B. Big up all the people. Big up Khalees. Big up Alien Tenno. So we'll go with this comment here, Saeed, right? Yep. Let me just grab this.
Get the rascals out. Get the rascals out. There was no walkout on the 73rd minute.
No, there was, mate.
About 5 people left. No, what a farce. That's what
we were winning though, weren't we, guys? As soon as you win, it changes the whole motive.
No. Yeah. But Tom, that's a lie though. This is why I've done this, mate. The myth that's been created. There were thousands of us who walked out, but the camera.
Oh yeah, I know that, but the cameras didn't show it, did they?
Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. The media. That's why I put the title of this podcast called "Media Running Interference for the Glazers."
Yeah,
because they refused to show it. Right. That doesn't mean that people didn't walk out. I've lost my voice because I was protesting in the Munich tunnel with thousands of people who walked out from all different parts of the stadium, mate. And we were on the forecourt of people, and then some people just went home because it was raining, it was spitting, right?
Yeah,
but we walked out, mate. So don't let anybody tell you any different, mate. That's what I'm talking about, the media. Media trying to run interference, run cover for the Glazers. That's what they're doing.
You know what they do as well? They basically... Go on, get out. They put it on, in the 73rd minute, they said, the fact there was that banner.
There were 2 banners.
So
many banners. And they let the flares up, and then loads of people walk. Big up to the people in the North Stand that walk. Big up to the people in the corner where it usually rains, between the North Stand and on that side of the Stretford.
Yeah, of course.
Big up to all those people who walked out. Big up to the people that walked out on the East Stand. Big up to the people who walked out on the other side of the director's box. I'm on one side, on the other side. There was loads of people who walked out and were singing. Children, women, everybody were there singing Glazers out. We want the Glazers out. We want the Glazers out. So don't let anybody tell you that nobody walked out. And in a stadium full of 73,000 people, you're not going to see a massive difference if one or a couple of thousand people walked out. You're not going to see that. You're not. So that's the reason why. But don't let the media interfere. And then obviously it's one chant where they want, get rid of the Glazers. They want to kill the Glazer United. It's more in gist than them really wanted to kill anybody, right?
Right. That's something Lucas tried to put a
Yeah. So then the media then claps on that. Ooh, look how extreme this vile, tasteful. No, mate. People have been singing songs about the Glazers for a long, long time. But one song, then that means the whole protest is discredited. Stop running interference for the Glazers, mate. That's what the media is, people. The media are not your friend. Remember that. And that's why I'm taking a stand as a United fan who was there last night, who saw the protest before the game and after the game, and was part of that, to let you all know that people did walk out. But because the Sky cameras weren't there, right? And Neil Ashton's boys from the Sun, absolute disgraceful shite, weren't there to cover it. That don't mean that people didn't walk out. People did walk out, mate. So shut your... Big up Ramadine Kalizasa. But listen, we'll come back to this, Tom. You will just on Saeed's channel. People, if you're not subscribed to Saeed's channel, please go over there and do it now. Because he's
come on, people.
500 away from 50,000. And this man has worked his socks off for that, right? For every subscriber. And actually took a lot of flack from a lot of people. And he's doing a job that he's doing dangerously at times. So the least you can do is go to Saeed TV and give him a subscribe. And let's get into 50,000 ASAP. Let's do it, right? But on there, you came in the comments and you made a statement, Tom. But I've seen here them, but you know me, you're a journalist, right? Tom's a journalist, yeah? So he's got inside track. That's some things that we don't, we're not we're not privy to. Conversation between journalists. But Tom, how reliable is this source that Erik ten Hag is taking the captaincy away from Harry Maguire?
Well, I put in the comments that it came from the Athletic. That's where I'd heard it from anyway. And it'd be published in the coming days about it all, about Ten Hag has spoken to a majority of the English players in the squad, not so much the European players, because most of them are leaving. When you do think about it, a lot of the players are European who are going to be leaving. Most of the English players are going to be staying behind, and that's what he's got to work with, really. And he's spoken to a couple of them already. Like, for example, he's spoken to Paul Pogba already about his contractual situation, and Pogba said, well, the season's still not over yet, so I want to decide on it. Same thing like we just said with Harry Maguire. He's made the point, and I think really made a key point. What Ten Hag said was that I think he needs to focus on his own game more than focusing on the people around him. Because if you're not playing well yourself, how can you motivate or lead others? You can't. You've either got to be a strong character for it, or you've got to have major captaincy experience. And as we know, before even coming to Man United, he wasn't a captain anywhere. He wasn't a captain at Sheffield United, Hull, Leicester. He was a captain nowhere. And like you say, Ten Hag's worked with proper leadership players at Ajax. You know, the likes of your Daily Blins, your Delights, these sort of players who are brought up into the system of how to actually conduct themselves in the football field. And if they're not playing well themselves, they'll openly come out and admit that. They won't do interviews with Sky Sports or Football Daily and say all these things about, oh, well, I've been here under two managers, so I must be good. Otherwise, why am I still getting picked? I mean, you're not getting picked anymore. That's the funny. Has Neil Ashton put a spy camera in? Is that what we're seeing?
Scholes, mate. Scholes. Yeah, Ashton's controlling Scholes, mate.
Let's have a look. Go on.
He's got up there.
Let me get the rascal down.
Get him down there, mate. Get him.
Yeah, get him down. Get him down safe.
Look. Oh my God, mate.
Come here.
Just let me have enjoy myself. These rascals, I'm telling you, mate, Tom, they're just causing madness.
I know. No, but anyway, that's where it come from. Anyway, it comes from The Athletic, and it will be coming out in the coming days about Ten Hag spoken to majority of the English players at the football club.
I think Wan-Bissaka's going to leave as well. He's going to go out alone.
There's the culprit, scaring Saeed all the time. Say sorry to Saeed.
Say sorry.
What if he says Saeed's going to have a heart attack?
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, mate. But even Wan-Bissaka will be leaving. I think that 2019 window, man. When you look at it, it's
man. God, Brexit. We're Brexit. We told you, Saeed, Brexit.
Listen, the biggest thing is this. To me, that's a music to my ears because he's never been a Manchester United captain, never. And I don't know where that decision came from to ever give him. So big up to Erik ten Hag if he's already doing these things. I think the Dutch league. I think they've only got two more games left. I think.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. Actually, no, they've got 3. I think they've got 3.
They're still 4 points clear. So
yeah, 4 points clear. Yeah.
And then hopefully he can sort out what.
But he made a key point. Ten Hag.
What a mess is.
That's why I said. That's why for me, I'm very, very cautious about making predictions for next season. I don't think we'll make top 4. That's my own opinion. I think it'll be.
We need to crawl before we can
crawl. Exactly. I think there's going to be a lot of, I said it, even Rangnick, I said there's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to be very, very going to be slow. And look what's happened at the end of it. He's exposed everything to the point where Man United have acted. Yeah. So I said it will be that. And a lot of people, he's got a lot of things to sort out, a lot of cultural issues as well within the club.
Yeah, that's why we need this culture reset, lads. That's what we need.
Yeah. So listen, big up Metrosexual himself is here. Listen,
it's made it
Metrosexual himself is here representing the Metrosexuals, man. Big up John Mayer, man. Big up where it is. But
up to the point though, lads. Let's be honest. Up to the point now, we can't predict the future. But up to the point now, he has done decent. He's done okay, I guess. He's not done anything spectacular though, has he? Really?
Listen,
he's putting the principles in place, really, isn't he? Where
he's been reacting.
He's reacting. That's a better word. He's reacting.
Everyone can react though, Tom. Everyone. If you know,
obviously.
You go and get that fire extinguisher. You don't just let it burn, and that's what he's done. The only situation he gave him. He was the one that gave them the contract.
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
When his top 4s are possible, you know what? We need to sack him now.
Listen,
after the 5-0.
Listen, I just want to reply to this. Police expose Simon Jordan Nussen agenda about discouraging protests.
What did he say for today?
Listen, talk shy. Simon Jordan have talk shy.
Oh, I know what he's on about. We were on about yesterday.
Establishment
Yeah.
crony. He's established. He's a bootlicker. Nothing but a two-bit bootlicker. And those of you who know what I mean by a bootlicker, that's what he is. So he will always protect the order and establishment. He will always support people with money over the people who are protesting for their rights. So him can absolutely go and spin on one, yeah? He can used to spin on one. He don't nothing about Man United. Keep your mouth out of Man United, mate. Keep your mouth out of Man United. You are an absolute disgrace. You own the club and you got bullied and people bullied you and took the club off you and slapped you up, mate. Slapped you up like the little boy that you are. And now you've got a mouthpiece and you think you're some great arbiter, great intellectual, chatting shit about. That's all you do, mate, is go for viral, go for clickbaiting, mate. That's all you can do. Because in reality, mate, you thought you were a big boy, innit? Big man. You got out there, you got found out for what you are, mate. You got bullied out of your own club, mate. Your own club. Because you were Mr. Big Charlie Two Boots, mate. You were nothing, mate. Nothing, mate. You are nothing but a bootlicker, mate. Licking the bum of bloody Murdoch, mate. That's what you're doing, mate. So go and spin on one and keep your mouth out of Man United, mate. Keep your mouth out of Man United. That's what I've got to say about fucking Simon fucking Jordan, mate. You can go and spin on one. Prick. Absolute prick. Don't even get me started with that guy, mate.
Was he not the owner that nearly got...
Yeah, man, listen, he got bullied out.
Yeah, with Palace, yeah.
Failed owner, mate. Failed owner. So what does he try to do now? Go and lick the bums of owners now, innit? That's what he wants to do now, innit? And he comes out there chatting rubbish, mate. Rubbish, mate. Remember where you at, mate. You're a little boy. Little boy, mate. Licking the bum of Murdoch, mate. That's what you're doing, mate. That's who you are, Simon Jordan. I know who you are. Some of the people might not know who you are, but I know who you are, mate. You got bullied out of your own club, mate. Bullied. Got slapped around, mate. Got your 50 million taken off you. See you later. See you later, mate. Hit the road, mate. Get out of here. So that's who you are, mate. That's who you are. But now you got the right to talk about Man United protests and about what Man United won. Fans won. You're not even a Man United fan, mate. So keep your mouth shut. Muppet. Absolute Muppet, mate. Big up, man. Big up to every one of you here. But again, there we go, guys. Media running interference for the Glazer. The media are not your friend. They're not your friend, mate. This is why we've done this podcast. They're not your friend.
You know what they do? Yeah, clever. What they do, they put fans against each other. They make sure that there's kind of always a rift between someone and something. So it was Rangnick. Now, in terms of what is the consultancy, everyone is coming in there. United is a perfect club to spin things on. I think as fans, we've got to make sure we don't kind of rise to it as well. Because the more we give in to them and their propaganda, the more fans get sucked into it. I genuinely believe that. That's what they try to do. But Man United sell stories, Man United, when you look at it. They sell the big stories. Big up Ezio. Big up just showing love.
Yeah, big up Ezio.
5K. Big up to Ezio.
Yeah, man. Big up Ezio, man.
I mean, you made a good point there, Said, and I refer back to a point that me and Nugent spoke openly a couple of times where we spoke about it. Any football agent in the world who wants the world to know who their football player is, who do you link them to?
There you go.
Man United. If you're a football agent out there, you don't have to be at this elite level where you're up there with Jorge Mendes and all these sort of people. No. You could be low level. You could be Harry Kane's brother. You can be a football agent. If you want to get one of your clients out there saying that they're a brilliant player, you look at the lad from Nottingham Forest. What was his name? Spence, was it? He'll come out for a good couple of days and everything. Suddenly it's gone quiet, hasn't it?
There you go.
Yeah, it's gone very, very quiet. I mean, we hear it every summer about Milinkovic-Savic. I don't know what's worse, Sergio Ramos or them years or Milinkovic-Savic.
Funny enough, you said that, Tom. Funny enough, you said that.
You know what? I won't even. You know what? Big up Malcolm, man. I won't even want to kill him, man. That's the thing. I'm not that violent, but I'll tell him to his face what he is, mate. Simon John, I know who he is. Trust me. I know who he is, mate.
Talk about Milinkovic-Savic. Man United interested in Milinkovic-Savic's concrete and repeat enter operational phase. United will present the first offer that will not be far off the basis of Lazio, by whom will ask around 80 million euros.
I don't even bother contacting my Italian friends to even ask about Milinkovic-Savic anymore after last summer.
It's just clickbaiting you, innit?
It is, of course it is. Lazio have said all these things that they're going to sell their biggest asset for the last 3 years, and they've never done it. So
Yeah,
nothing's going to change.
Mm-hmm. Yo, big up, man. Big up. You know, biryani. Biryani is deadly, mate. Biryani,
is
mate.
deadly.
Yeah.
Vegetable biryani, lamb biryani, chicken biryani. We're having it.
We're having it, lads.
Yeah, Schneider's definitely coming. He's still coming. Schneider is coming. Georgie B is definitely. Guy kind is still coming as well.
Listen. He might be on the coaching staff. You never know.
Guy time,
yeah.
He's still
might make it on the coaching staff. You never know.
I would go.
And here we go. The guy that's the most.
Oh, here we go.
Guy.
You know what, man? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I like Dembele, but again, when you look at our medical department, no, sorry.
Saeed, I'm sorry.
We would ruin him.
United.
Saeed, I'm sorry.
That Darwin Núñez, I mean, is a decent finisher, but you're looking at him. You know,
what's the hype about though? Come on, I want one of you to explain to me what is the hype about this Núñez? We see it all the time with Portuguese players.
You know what? He's got an incredible story, right? But he's tenacious. He's aggressive. He presses hard. But he's got a touch of an absolute Romelu Lukaku, mate. Romelu Lukaku, mate. He's got Timberland boots kind of touch feelings about him, right? But he's a good finisher. But for me, like I said to him, you've watched in it. You've watched Oswelo. You've watched Scamacca.
Of course.
He's levels above, and he's only a year older, apparently. So,
listen, I don't know how many times I've said my recommendation. I'd go for Jonathan David from Leo. Young player you can develop into a system. We've seen how Leo play over the last couple of years, produce some brilliant players.
Exactly. Listen,
you know what? There's a lot of strikers out there, and I think for me, it's about getting the right one, man. Don't just get a player.
Actually, say no. I'll correct you. Not just the right one. I'd say the right two. Because I do believe in Rangnick's comments. I do think we need two of them.
Yeah, we need two. Definitely.
I don't think we need just the one. I think we need two.
Now, of course we do. We need two.
But Bergwijn was linked today. Steven Bergwijn.
I mean, one from the
He's Dutch. The Dutch contingent.
Sorry?
The Dutch contingent sale. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And this is where we go. So every Dutch player we're going to be linked to, and we're going to be linked to everybody who is playing in the area division as well. But listen, big up Hassanho live. Hey guys, live from Uganda. Big up to all my East African people, man. See, I don't think one country is better than I just see East Africa, mate. I see West Africa, North Africa, Southern Africa, mate. So big up people, all the people in the motherland, man. At the end of the day, we get into it. Tom, you're a journalist. You know how about media training. The reason why I've got you on, not just because for you to confirm or to tell us about how reputable the story about Maguire not being captain, but please explain to people who've not been, obviously you've done a media degree, how media narratives around protest are, how media is always there to protect the establishment and never to tell the truth about what's really going on, and how there is disinformation out there to basically interfere with protests, to do the divide and rule. Can you just explain how that works in the media narrative and media framing works, please, to the audience?
Yeah. Well, when everybody talks about protest and stuff, you always see it around there is only really one way to protest, or you should protest, and that's peaceful protest. There's no reason to let things get out of hand or blow up in your face, because at the end of the day, it clouts over the judgment of what you're actually there for. Because it's not going to get reported about a protest; it's going to get reported about a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Or major fist fights, whatever, flares. We all know the narratives that come out and everything. And same thing when I know personally from personal experience where the media they report and try to portray things a lot or play things down a lot lesser than they actually are. Like we know with how politics plays into the world with media. Things get reported like what's happening in Ukraine and stuff, but a lot of Middle Eastern stories and stuff, they don't get ever reported about.
Exactly.
Like with wars and stuff that happen over there. We can relate it to football. Like you would say with protests and stuff. You made a good point earlier on where you said about the cameras weren't focused on the people who were walking out. It was all about who's in the stadium. Yeah, they made about 5 people go out. Nah, there was thousands. I was texting some journalist mates who went there, some of my work colleagues who went to the game last night. And no, what are you talking about? And they even showed me all the pictures. There was thousands of empty seats. Thousands of empty seats. There should have been more. Really, there should have been more. But there was thousands of empty seats. And like we say with the media, when they try to portray these things out there as, it was violent, it was reckless. I heard some stories today that I had a look through and everything where seats were damaged. There was nothing, nowhere in hell was there a scratch, let alone a seat, damaged in that stadium last night?
And this
not relation to a protest anyway.
Was
Put it that way.
They were saying that there was.
So basically, in the Munich tunnel, obviously, there's the bit where the away supporters, you know, at the start of the Munich tunnel. On the
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the away fans get into their seats. And before the game started, when we were all trying to get into the stadium, there was a bit of a score because some Brentford fans in it giving it loud because the first time they're in the Premier League, innit? They were singing, "You're not famous, you're not famous anymore, you're not famous anymore." And then they got into some confrontation with some United fans.
Yeah. I've seen the videos. Yeah.
But the media reported Man United fans attacked Brentford fans.
Yeah.
No,
and also they highlighted it under the protest when there was nothing to do with the protest.
It was nothing to do with
it wasn't. No.
The framing. There we go. It's the framing. It's absolutely framing. Like, that is just ridiculous.
And also they're scarred by the protest that happened last year.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because being called up, even though it suited Sky for the Super League.
They made sure they filmed it when they said, "Oh, the fans are on the pitch now." You know, they were making like dramatic events. Like it was. Do
you know something? Right, Sky got them. I think they got a second highest record views for the Liverpool game that got postponed. second highest views, and they didn't even kick a football once.
And you know what, Tom? Can you also please talk about what it's like getting a story and sensationalizing it? What is that about?
Yeah, well, like where you say with publicising and stuff, and people, we all know before you click on something's got to interest you, hasn't it? There's got to be a title. There's got to be a title, or there's got to be a name in it. You know, we talk about it with football. You know, people were rummaging around everywhere. You know, for Erik Ten Hag. What's happening with Ten Hag? That was the big question around Man United or the manager. As soon as you put the manager in any Man United title, you get thousands of people who click on it. And we call it clickbait nowadays in the modern world.
Yeah.
And same way in the media, you know, you see where we've just spoken there about the protests. I said about where, you know, they called it, what did they call it? Vandalized Trafford or something. That was the title anyway from one of the local papers that I read this morning when I read through a couple of emails. And the detail, the graphic, you'd think they were the people who actually did it. Honestly, the narrative just goes completely out of the window. They could be hundreds of miles away in a different country, and they know all these details. You don't know unless you've been there. At the end of the day,
but look, here's Muhammad Ali.
Yep, here you go, Muhammad Ali. Big up to him.
Yeah, he's watching from Houston, in Texas. Yeah, big out Muhammad Ali, man. Love to the brother. Watching from TV for the 75th minute, the camera avoided shows in fans walking out. Right until the 81 minutes started showing empty seats to cover up. It can't be hidden for a lot longer.
Yeah, it's true.
It's facts, mate.
Yeah, they showed it. They showed it, and then after that, they skipped it off. They came back to it. There we go, people. This is what I'm talking about. Alien Tunnel, were you in tears seeing that, mate? Matter. Seeing Matter in tears. Good player, man. Good guy. You know him personally. Yeah, I know him.
We've ruined him, lads. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, we talked about it on Said's channel. We talked about it.
Yeah, that's one of the points that I heard, and I respected what you both said. We've ruined players and managers. We are a CV ruiner.
Yeah, with PR. Yeah.
PR. That's it. Big point. Yeah.
Cover up with PR. You know what I mean? Why do they love the light?
Stop messing about with the light.
Stop
messing about with the light, you. They just come, and when the people are busy, they just want to interfere with everything. You absolute rascal, Seedorf. I'll put you outside. Now I'm regretting letting you back in. Look what he's doing now. He's just behind everything, the operations.
Listen. I think you need to keep it quiet, Nuruddin. They'll make a story out of these journalists. The light ruiners.
I showed them love to my cats, mate. I showed them so much love. I showed them so much love. Rah. There you go, Bobby.
Little baby out there.
There you go. You see, I won't do the zoomer. Do the zoomer. You're having a laugh. I won't do any zoomer.
Why don't you like him, man? Why don't you like him? John Merton is asking, why don't you like me?
Listen, John Merton. You're having a laugh, mate. Darren Fletcher as the director of football now, yeah?
Yeah. That's a good point there from Killis. There's too much client journalists and too many people who don't shoot down lies.
Exactly.
But let it spread. Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. Because you know why? The lie is more interesting than the truth, innit? like the lie will go around the world quicker
yeah.
than the truth.
And do you know for journalists as well, when you get told something, like we know who the close journalists are to the football club, who get the club notes, as I like to call them anyway. They get briefed by the press officer and stuff at the ground and stuff before a press conference. What you can ask, what you can't ask. Yep. These are the people who it makes their life easier, and they still get paid and wealthy out of it. Because at the end of the day, are you really going to care if what you're reporting is correct or not? If people are stupid, if people are, good enough or honest, genuine enough to read it, then they're going to at least think it's going to put the question in the head: is that true? Is it not? I don't know. Yeah, and these are the points that I make anyway from my experience. I don't believe in reporting on something that's not factual. I don't need anything. I don't need to make money out of things. Exactly. I've got a happy life. I don't need to be in the public eye like all these journalists and go to press conferences. I'm not bothered. You can just live a normal life. We don't even have to be on here, lads. If we didn't want to, we could be in a cafe somewhere in Manchester, or I could invite you up to Sheffield. Go out and we could discuss football. We don't need to. We don't. Yeah, exactly. We don't need to do all these things that we do, but we do it for the love of what we have. My passion with journalism, your passion with football and YouTube.
That's it.
And these are the points. And if people don't like it, change the channel. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Or just don't report on it at all.
Well, this is it. This is the crazy thing about it, right? Callis is just hitting it right on the head there. Honestly, I have to repeat again. There's too much client journalism. Too many people don't shoot down the lies, but let it spread. Of course it is. That's what it's about. And John Murta is here. Pick up John Murta in the comments. He's basically saying, I don't do PR. Listen, you do PR. You're part of the machine, mate. So you're Murtosexual. We're not having you here, mate. We're not having you here. Big up Alien. Listen, Alien Taylor, were you there last night? I don't know if he was there last night. I think he might not have been last night. Yeah. Martin Taylor was saying there are some unsavory chanting, please accept our apologies on his commentary. Well, it's only that one song, innit? It's one song.
Listen, again, you know what I mean?
They've got to say it, though, to cover the company's ass, though. That's the problem.
Exactly. We don't support that chant. We want these guys, and I don't want to murder them. I just want them to get out of my football club. That's all I want.
Do you think, with this whole protest now, what's it going to take for kind of like, real change? Is it just consistent protest? Is it consistent?
Listen, we got to keep the pressure up.
Yeah.
We got to keep the pressure up.
Yeah,
for me, seeing banners, if there's any company
I think banners are the best.
Yes.
Stadium. But it has to be all the four courts of Old Trafford, not just the Stretford. It has to be the North Stand for me. That's where the cameras are.
Yeah.
Then you got to have the East Stand where everybody just put banners everywhere. And when you see like a place you don't like it, and you can see there's a visible kind of hatred towards the Glazers. Then you're like, you know what? Let's leave now.
Well, do you know a good point? Do you know? I know a good point from a good friend of mine who worked there anyway at Manchester United for a couple of years, and he said about it when we all know where the director's box is, don't we? Anyway,
yeah.
I think he said to the east of the director's box. He was sitting opposite the ground anyway. East of the director's box. I think it was about 4 years ago after the Burnley game. I think it was. Somebody actually went in with a proper banner. He sat near who was it now? Ed Woodward. Who else were there? Patrice Evra were there. A couple of other people. They invite special guests for the director's box anyway to go and watch some of the games. And they had the banner right next to them, and they took the picture with it and they put it in the front news of the paper. If anybody wants to know, anyway. But that's the sort of thing that we need to do. You get the people who are running the show in shot with a banner that clearly outlines the fans' opinion of them. What's that going to say? That's going to send shockwaves and sparks. But like we say, the ownership, even with these protests, like with journalists and stuff, or the media when they portray it and put it in newspapers, they don't spend £1, or I don't know how much newspapers are in Manchester anyway. They don't spend money on reading this rubbish about football fans because they're not here. They don't care. It's the same thing with where they do these Zoom calls about what do they call it now? The advisory panel. Advisory panel. Why didn't you invite when you used to on?
This is it.
This is what I never get. And you need proper spokespeople, but you don't get them from the club. What do they call it? They call it like the club spokesman's people. No, you get it just from random fans on the street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, give them a chance, give them an experience to actually comment on what their opinion is. Or like you get people who go around do surveys. Do some surveys about it. Mm-hmm. Do some market research. These are the things that if you wanted to improve a football club, you need to have people's opinion. It's same when you want to build up a business. You can't build up a business if people aren't going to be interested in what you're going to offer or what you're going to sell. It's not going to happen. It doesn't take off the ground. Same with Man United. If you don't do things to improve Man United, like we say, we know with the new generation, they're not looking at Man United and thinking, I want to support them for my life.
Exactly.
No, mate. The new generation, they look at City, they look at Liverpool. Even I know people's kids and stuff who they'll even look at European clubs. They don't care about the Premier League, and they live in this league and they go to the games, but they don't care about these sort of leagues anymore. This is where the general consensus of the media portrays it then all the way down to just match-going fans, and this is in a way what is wrong with football, but it never gets talked about enough. This is the problem. Never ever gets talked about enough.
Of course, because it's not part of the agenda, is it?
Not part of the agenda. Thank you.
Not part of the agenda.
No.
It's not part of the agenda. Listen, big on Muhammad Ali saying that was the best straight jacket podcast today. It's the ATV. Make sure people you go over there subscribe to the ATV.
Yeah, big up.
Stream. It's only like a couple of 500 something away from 50,000.
Yeah, you'll get that, Saeed. You'll get that.
Yeah, the chicken has come over to roost, and that's the flirts of the Glazers and bankers' Labour. Win, lose or draw, always apply the pressures of Labour Mafia out. That's it, of course.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
100%, man. 100%. The whole reason why I got a YouTube channel is because I want those guys gone, mate.
Yeah.
I want people to go back.
Imagine the biggest party on this channel, or just in general. You know what I mean? Oh my God!
I'm telling you now,
House party at Nuruddin's, anyone?
I'm telling you, I'm fighting for whole weekend, mate.
All weekend,
we're
mate.
going.
It's out.
We're going.
We're gonna bring
Trust me,
what's your best friend called? Irfan.
Irfan, yeah, Irfan, yeah.
Anti-Glazer tunes, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Comedy FC.
Somebody's got to make a song out of this. I'm serious.
Quite a track, man.
Yeah, we need to make a track out of this.
Yeah, it is a Comedy FC, mate. It is. The Glazers have turned us into the biggest laughing stock.
Shit, are we?
Exactly. Who are we? Shit, are we? But the leeches turned up last night, Tom. So anyway, Tom, it took me 2.5 hours last night, to get the stream going, bro.
Oh, man, he called me.
I said, what's going on?
I don't know why they do that, bro. Why would you film 11:30 a.m. when it's past it? You know what I mean?
People have gone home. They're in bed.
Exactly.
Don't bother me.
Exactly. Castlefield barbecue on the decks, mate. There you go. 4 seasons. You know, Manchester,
Castlefield, man.
Big up, man. Big up. Listen, at the end of the day, it's simple. I just want to. So that was the first part. The first part was to let it be known that we were there last night. We saw what happened. Yeah. What the empty seats was showing, like Muhammad Ali says, all the way in the US. The camera showed the empty seats after 8-something minutes, right? Yeah. But people left, were walking out 73 minutes, 74 minutes. Yeah. People were walking out, leaving the stadium. Yeah. And we were outside protesting. But people don't want to, because the cameras are all focused on the game and nobody's coming outside. So I just will let it be known here. Do not trust the media. Mainstream media are not your friends, United fans. They're here to protect power, always to side with the billionaire class, always to side with the people who got the money. And the Simon Jordans of this world, that absolute muppet, right? Pundit muppet, right? That muppet and a half is there to always stick up for power and lick their asses. That's what he's there for. I'm sorry for my language, but it's got to be told, mate. It's got to be told.
Don't apologise. It's your opinion at the end of the day.
That's the only reason why he's there, innit? To carry on.
Yeah.
Man. But I want to the second part of the podcast. I wanted to just get your ideas about Ralf Rangnick, because obviously they're all coming out against Ralf Rangnick as well. Media agenda against Ralf Rangnick.
This morning I was reading on Tots. I checked there was tweets going around about basically there's a guy who's a former football player saying he doesn't think that Rangnick has spoken to Ten Hag, and he finds it strange that he hasn't spoke to him. Which I just thought to myself, how do you know this? Why are you trying to spin this?
He's
Ten Hag's brother. Ten Hag's long lost brother.
He goes, Rangnick's body language looks strange. He looked like he's leaving. He goes. He said that he's never had a conversation with Ten Hag. Bizarre. Mickey Gray. I don't know who Mickey Gray is.
Mickey Gray used to be a footballer. He did.
He
used to be a United youth, and then he played for Sunderland and these.
Correct. Yeah.
He's now a supposed journalist now.
Is it?
Footballer turned journalist.
He goes, finds it bizarre that Rangnick hasn't spoke with Ten Hag.
How did you know? What info have you got, pal? And then obviously the likes of Andy Mitten and all coming out against Rangnick, saying, "Oh, Rangnick is failed." Listen. How can a guy come into a club where the players don't give an absolute hoot? They've already said we've checked out. As soon as you had an interim, we've checked out.
Yeah.
So why would they? Why would these players want to play? And then you send all the other ones alone, all the other ones, and then the ones on proper contract. Then all the ones who want to leave, you say to them, "Oh, they got to play." It don't make sense. So for me, it just shows because Ralf Rangnick speaks too much truth for the British media, innit? And British media, one thing they can't take is they can't take what? The truth, mate. So what happens is that when somebody comes out and exposes the club for what they are, it was the media's job to hold the club accountable on behalf of the fans. But when they've absolutely they failed in that duty, and somebody else comes, who they're going to give the heat to? To that person telling the truth. Anybody who tells the truth always comes in for criticism. Ask yourself why. Because we're living in a world where everything's all hype and PR. So telling the truth has become a crime, Saeed. People who tell the truth are absolutely buried because you can't have that. Big up Windy. United's PR time gets monthly report and everything Man United is mentioned. Stories around the world. There's a financial footage to those stories. That's worth millions to United. Of course it is.
Of course, yeah.
You know, well, he said it. He said it already. Ed Woodward was there. He goes, forget about winning trophies. We're number one on TikTok, mate. That's what we are. this is what we are. This is the kind of club we've been. Alicia's shouting you out, Tom, Fabrizio.
Yeah, big up Alicia. Big up. Love Alicia.
Fabrizio out. I'm part of that, mate. I'm on that bandwagon. But at the end of the day, so Ralf Rangnick is taking the most sticks. So I'm going to ask you, Tom, is that what is it? Is it because he's not part of the in crowd? Is it because he didn't hire a British journalist to be his PR guy, and he hired
Ralf
Holstein instead? What is it that they don't like about Ralf Rangnick?
Honestly, they don't, most of the journalists, they don't like the word yes. They'd love to report on everything negative because at every football club, if everything's always positive, well, you're already going to know what the next story is going to be, don't you? It's going to be positive at the end of the day. If you want to report on something, you need to be consistent with what you're going to report on. Like with Ralf Rangnick, when they come out with questions and stuff that they put forward to him, I know it personally from Erik ten Hag anyway. He made I think it was before the Dutch Cup final, he sent an email out to all of the journalists that were going to be there, a part of the British media, not the Dutch media, the British side of the media, because we knew the questions that they were going to ask him. It was going to be about Man United, not about the Dutch Cup final. And as soon as you made those points, you couldn't... All right, Alicia, steady on.
Forget about rating million for the nation, Captain Tom's and the United. Yo, listen, rest in peace, Captain Tom. Anyway.
Yeah, Captain Tom, big up to him, man. Love. Anyway, but no, with
can I just say something? This is the time
go on.
we live in. So the government will let billionaires get away with they're not paying taxes, but they let a pensioner walk around his house that is almost on his last legs to raise money for charity. That just shows you the values.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Tom. Go ahead. Don't let me stop.
No, but with Ralf Rangnick, I guess another point would be he's not English.
No, I disturbed you. Listen, I interrupted you with the point that you were making, where Erik ten Hag sent an email. Go ahead.
He sent the email round stating that no British journalists are going to can ask him any questions about Man United, otherwise they get thrown out by the security team.
There we go.
That is what let's just play a scenario. Erik ten Hag grows into Manchester United. All these journalists have had it easy for years since Fergie left, because Fergie controlled that presser. He if you make up lies about me, you don't come back in through the door. It's as simple as that. And he made that straight to a lot of them. He did it to who was it at the time? I can't remember. I think it was Andy Mitten. He put something out there in the media about him from a Champions League.
You know what it was? I think it was Mark Ogden. I think he might.
Mark Ogden, apologies. Yeah, Mark Ogden. When he put it out there saying that Man United was struggling in European competitions, they were top of the group. So how can they be struggling, Mark? And then he said, right, well, if that's the case, you're not going to be coming back in. Ralf Rangnick's done something that a lot of people haven't done. Previous managers anyway.
Everyone, man.
Exposed everyone. Thank you, Saeed. Exposed everybody. And they don't like it because they're getting the answers that they don't want. They don't want to report on, Ralf Rangnick, about we need 7 to 8 players. They don't want to be hearing that. They want to be hearing everything's rosy. We need some more. We don't need any legs in here, lads. The legs are fine.
We need some legs in here. We need some more legs in there. We need some more legs everywhere.
You know what mine was for me? It was just the oh my God, the delusion.
The biggest thing for me about Oli is that one word I do not miss. What I not miss, it was fine margins.
Fine margins.
Fine margins, FC. Ralf Rangnick has never come out and said
DNA.
Fine margins.
The DNA of Man United is to play attacking football.
The DNA was low block FC, mate. But listen, for me, it
expressed themselves tonight. Yeah.
But listen, I'm going to ask you the same question, Saeed.
Yeah.
Why do you think the media have not liked, and what is it about? What is it that they don't like about people speaking truth to power?
I think for me, again, it ultimately kind of exposes the truth in it. And I think, when you look at the media, they have to work alongside Man United because Man United gives them the biggest revenue. Why would you? So if Sky now and kind of discredit, the club, and they try and put them in a light where everything's not all rosy and there's a bit of unrest. When there's unrest,
there's a bit of tension in the side.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. When they say that, and they look at that, they're like, you know what? How's that going to benefit Man United though? So at the end of the day, when you look at the whole protest with the Glazers protest and whatnot, they were trying to show that no, security have got everything on point. They've had to abandon the game. Man United made the right decision. And then obviously the police got involved with the arresting all the people
for no reason.
Then all of a sudden you see all the kind of the hooliganism, hooliganism and all that.
Well, the police started provoking the fans who were peaceful.
There you go. So you got to look at every time when something's going wrong at the club, or things are going wrong. This is what happens though. Exactly. And now the media now going to come out and going to say, oh well, no one's really there, or no, it was quite peaceful. And also, what the crowd is. In terms of the sound as well. When we hear at Old Trafford, you can hear everything loud, innit? On the TV. It's not it's not as loud.
It's not. Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly. It is. Listen, and I say the same thing about Ralf Rangnick. So when someone like Jamie Carragher and Roy Keane are coming out talking about, oh well, he can't be a consultant. You know how many people I know in this world that have got 2 jobs. They're both part-time jobs. That's why then put them together. It's like a full-time job, innit? Like, so he can't. He's actually going to be watching more football internationally because he's going to be going around and around Europe, right, and the world to see what Austrian young players and Austrian players who are playing in different leagues.
There you
go. So he's going to be. Both jobs actually suit each other. When you're an international guy, you're only working during meeting up with the players during international. What are you doing the rest of the time?
Yeah, correct.
You're watching football. And what are you doing by watching football? You're scouting players from Man United, that potentially advising them, saying, hey, as a consultancy, have a look at these, send some scouts here. I mean, Ralf Rangnick was shocked that Man United don't have scouts in Germany.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even know who Christopher Nkunku was, and he's what, the top scorer for Red Bull. I think he was the top scorer in the Bundesliga at one point.
It's laughable, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Same with we saw the story that came out about Matt Judge. He failed to get Jude Bellingham and Erling Haaland over the line. They were on the plane. Yeah, they were on the plane here. Jude Bellingham came to the training ground. They rolled out Fergie with a red carpet, and he still didn't want to come. This is just how Manchester United is portrayed at the moment. Yeah. And love it or hate it, we are where we are at the moment. We are where we are. And to be fair to him, I think Jamie Carragher made a decent point last night where he said, is this job bigger than what Jurgen Klopp had to do at Liverpool? I think it's at a similar stage. He had a depleted dressing room. They'd won jack all, that Liverpool team. But do you know what he did? He did what Ralf Rangnick said. He got rid of 10 players. And he replaced them with 10 quality players. Players who want to work hard, who want to earn for a system.
And he didn't get every player right either. So
he didn't. No,
he even got rid of them and got more quality.
But you know something, Nuruddin? You make the same point so many times, and I always bring it back up on you. Over time, even if you make transfer mistakes, you improve from them. You learn from them. Yeah. And now you look at it with Liverpool. When they sign a player, it's very rare that they're getting a player wrong. Same with Manchester City. Very, very rare.
I looked at all their signings, and if you're looking at in terms of real flops, it's probably only, I think, Karius, but he cost 2 million. You look at their squad over the years; they've not had many flops.
Not for big money either. Not big money. Not big money ones either.
Not big money ones as well, and that's what they've done. And always Jurgen Klopp will always say in press conference as well, if it's not right, they won't buy him. Whereas United just get too giddy. They get too giddy with his big names because they know commercially they're very strong.
Yeah. Facts.
Oh man, I remember that day when the phone, they forgot to answer the phone, was it?
Yeah,
Was that
so
what-
basically, so just to let people know, this wasn't about Ollie. This wasn't about Ollie, by the way.
It wasn't, no.
Listen, this wasn't about Ollie. It was, it's before Ollie came to the club. So Man United were in talks with Mulder. And in Norway, obviously, it's Central European time, so they're 1 hour ahead.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
Man United set the appointment. This is Matt Judge and his people. They set the appointment for 10 o'clock, but in Central European time, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So Man United rang 11 o'clock. And they're like, eh? It was 10 o'clock. You're an hour too late, mate.
He didn't even know the time zones. But I still couldn't get over that story that you told everybody that was about the suitcases.
I'm telling you,
with a dough.
with two dodgy guys, all like in black suits with shades, go up there, and then people are like, "Who the hell are these guys?" And then Man United, it's got nothing to do with us because they didn't understand what it means to a player buying himself out. You wire the money, you dumbos. You wire the money, not bring cash.
It's like when you go to buy a new car. You don't go there if you go buy a new car for, I don't know, 25 grand or whatever. You don't go there with 25 grand. You pay bank transfer, card, checks.
Only if you're showing off. If
you're gloating about it, yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me with Man United with PRFC.
Listen, like a musician does a show, he gets paid 25 grand for the show. He then takes that 25 grand and goes about. No, that doesn't. It doesn't. At the moment, especially now, the world is more about cashless anyway. They don't want any cash in it. They want everything on card. But Man United went there.
That is, isn't it?
Listen, Man United, because they want to control everybody in it, control the pennies in it, make sure where you are, mate. One world order and all that business. But I ain't no conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying, why does people not want to trade money hand to hand anymore? Just putting it out there, people.
That'll be for the show.
Listen, you know what? I'm just waiting for Irfan's been doing a lot. He's busy at the moment.
Afro Man's coming soon.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Afro Man.
You can put the link in soon.
Yeah. Listen. So
yeah.
Listen, I'll put it on, but we just need to sort the synopsis out. So I'm meeting him this week, 100%. I'm meeting Irfan. He's just been busy. He's been in London playing. He's been on the radio shows doing what he's doing, promoting nights. But at the end of the day, they went there and they made a fool out of themselves and they got laughed at. But then Matt Judge was like, they got nothing to do with us. We don't know them because that's what happens when you deal with third party agents. But to me, Ralf Rangnick and the panic about Ralf Rangnick, he's not this, he's failed. Listen, I want anybody in the comments to give me a hand up, yeah? If you ever listen to a substitute teacher. In my school, and most schools, substitute teachers were getting paper airplanes thrown at the back of their heads when they were facing the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, correct.
I remember cover teachers coming in and then you never see them again.
Exactly, because they're like,
true.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It is what it is, people. What schools do you go to, Said?
I went to Claremont and then I went to Abraham Moss.
There you go, Abraham Moss.
Yeah,
Abraham Moss. The one that's what it's all the way.
Cheetah Mill. But back in them days, wherever your brother went, you had to go.
Yeah, that's what
it's not now where you can do whatever you want.
Man, like Said getting on 2 buses, back in the day. Bus on the tram,
Bus on the tram, mate. We're there. Deep in Cheetah Mill, mate.
Hillbilly land. Those who know Manchester know. But at the end of the day, it was what it is.
Like Sheffield, to be fair.
Listen,
that Sheffield Hills, mate. Honestly, mate. To go into the ground, mate. Me and Adam were like, bloody, we were exhausted by the time we got to the stadium. Honestly, hilly.
It's up and down. I've never known in Sheffield. You're not walking. You're going either up or going down.
Yeah.
Those 7 hills in the winter are freezing, people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I used to go out raving in Sheffield, man. Some really amazing rave clubs in Sheffield.
There is, yeah.
And boy, were you born and bred in Sheffield, Tom?
No. I was born in Leeds.
Leeds. But listen, Tom had to leave Leeds because he couldn't be a Man United fan and be in Leeds, mate.
By the way,
you couldn't be seen, not in them days, no.
But honestly, did you see those clowns throwing the paper like that? Bashing the paper?
Man City players, yeah.
The 4-year-old was the best, mate. Looked at Grealish and went, have some of that.
Rafinha, though. He said they threw out Rafinha. The Rafinha's like, I remember this. I'm going back. I'll have to show you, man. I'll have to find it for you.
Honestly, Rafinha was... it didn't make sense. That's why it was just a laughing at football fans, isn't it? One of them throws them. Then everybody wants to throw paper thing all over the place.
What was it all about? I don't understand it. Though,
it was basically before the game, innit? They were all like Leeds, Leeds, and holding up the placard to show Leeds and to spell out Leeds. It's a big day for them, innit?
Yeah.
As well, man. Big up Leeds. Yeah, honestly, Rejuvenation Leeds is epic, man. Yeah, man. I used to go to Leeds as well and Sheffield to go out. Bless the people there, man.
Yeah, of course.
I just don't like the football club. The football fans of Leeds don't like me, and I don't like them. It's an absolute. Is we come to an agreement. They nearly killed me, so that's the reason why I don't like them. They nearly killed me, my cousin, and my uncle, man. So we'll never forget that. But that's why you never see me going away ever to Leeds, mate. Never, ever.
Yeah,
but it's going to be very interesting, actually, the bottom of the table, actually. Next couple of games are crucial because Everton keep coming back from the dead, mate.
Listen, big up to Everton, man. Listen, you know what, man? I'm not going to lie to you. I want them to stay up, man. I want Thingy out, man. Get Leeds out, man. Get Leeds out, mate.
They got rid of Bielsa.
Get Leeds out.
They got rid of
Get
Bielsa.
Leeds out, man. You know what I mean? What for me, man, let them stay.
You'd rather have Burnley stay up as well.
Burnley, I don't mind Burnley. Burnley. Rather, you know, it's too many London clubs now coming to the Premier League now. Exactly. It's getting a bit of a joke, man.
Exactly.
You know what? Back up,
exactly.
Nottingham Forest, all these Midlands and that.
And then you've got Oldham going out of business as well, innit? Bury going out of business.
Bury, yeah.
I don't understand Bury. Let me ask you a question. What happened to Bury though in terms of the other team? They made another team, but then they're saying that now. Why didn't they form together and make one team?
Because there's some of the fans in it, so some different.
Where would them fans go then?
So some fans set up two different clubs, but I think they should just unite.
We would unite.
Nah, mate.
Very United.
Some of those fans will come back, but still like FC United, but they might come back.
Yeah.
FC United will never unite with Man United, mate. The whole point of FC United set up. That's what I'm saying to you. That story's not told properly, Tom, as well.
No, it's not.
FC United, 20,000 people said, nah, mate, we're not having it.
Yeah. Fair play to them, man.
And the families fell out. Best friends don't speak anymore. Families don't speak anymore. Because somebody decided to still go to the game, and somebody said, nah, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
I'm not having it. So
true.
It is what it is. Listen, it is what it is. But I just want to wrap up the podcast. Say big up
to you, Tom, man.
Yeah, big up to Tom.
Yeah, big up you two lads.
So Tom thinks some credible news out there, just to summarize people, that Maguire is no longer captain of Man United, and Erik ten Hag has told him so. And I say big up Saeed as well. And also, we know that media lies. Because if I wasn't there last night, I might be persuaded by these lies about fans in walk out. I was one of them. Loads of people walked out. Allah Muhammad Ali says there on American television, especially sport, they showed them 81 minutes to show all the empty seats. There were loads of people who left. Yeah. Loads of people who left and walked out at that same time and was chanting and their what? People were chanting into Salford. Like, still.
Yeah.
And people were on cycling. They were all walking down the street chanting. Glazers out, Glazers out.
You know what? I think it could get worse next season if it doesn't go well and Ten Hag to get the signing he gets, and you know what? Exactly. There's pretty much a kind of a alignment with the manager and the owner.
Yeah.
I think you might get even more toxic. So watch out, people. Watch out for it.
Exactly. Listen, Nottingham Forest, man. What a historical club, man. Want them back in the Premier League, man.
If they beat Forest, if they beat Bournemouth, they're through. So it's basically a kind of shootout, basically.
Wow. Yeah. It's basically a cup final, really, isn't it?
Cup final, basically.
Between the two of them.
To go straight up, basically, not in the playoffs.
You go automatic promotion with Fulham.
Yo, Forest, what a legendary football club, man. Big up, man. Listen, seriously, we're going to turn that game on anyway. We're going to watch a bit of it now. But big up, respect to all of you for tuning in. Please go and subscribe to Saeed TV. It's about 500 something away from 50,000 people, which is a huge achievement for this man that takes flack and everything else, man. You know what he has to do, innit? To get just about to talk about his beloved Man United. I'm out of grief. He's got to take. But big up to Tom for coming on. Make sure you follow Tom Journalist One. And big up to every one of you United fans, the ones who are especially international fans, for seeing through the lies of this media. Don't fall for the hype. Ralf Rangnick, for me, has been a brilliant. Before the game started, I ran down and I said thank you to him. Personally, I was like, Ralf, thank you. And he looked behind and he put his hand up. So, Ralf, You're an absolute G. You came and exposed it. You exposed the media for what they are. And now media are protecting the Glazers with the Simon Jordans, the absolute clowns of the Simon Jordans, who caught. He can't even talk about his own football club because he got bullied out of there. Absolute bullied and mannered. And now he's on Talk Shite to talk shite. So
Talk shite to
big
talk
up
shite.
to every one of you. Smash the like on your way out on the video. Get the algorithm. And we're on the road to 10,000 people. Therapy Army, where are you? Let's be having you.
We know what we are.
We know what we are. We know what shit are we? Who are we? Therapy Army. Come on, we're not shit. We're definitely not shit, Therapy Army. We only analyze the problems at this football club. And we speak truth. And we speak about our own opinions. Not being gagged. No absolute here in this channel. Or Saeed's channel. Nobody gagging nobody.
Nobody.
We talk about everything that's to do with Man United. But big up to every one of you. And big up to Tom. We'll lose or draw. Glazers out. Bankers out.
Yeah.
Richard Arnold flossing yesterday. Sky cameras, smashing the cameras all over him, He shows you. So they'd rather not show... the Sky cameras are not showing people walking out, but they're showing you Richard Arnold 6 times.
7 times,
panning to him all the time. We know your agenda media. We're on your case. You're not getting it past us. We're watching you, mate. Who watches the watchers? That's the question. Who watches the watchers, mate? We do. And we hold them accountable. So big up, Tom. Big up, Sam. Big up to every one of you. Big up, Alicia. Big up to everybody. DJ Snowy.
Yeah, big up, Alicia.
Carol, all of you, man. Love and light, respect. Take care, people. But please smash a like on your way. I'll get the algorithms up. And like I said, let people know about this channel. Let people know about Saeed TV.
Absolutely.
We only speak our truth, people.
Absolutely. That's all we do.
Absolutely.
No clickbaiting here. No clickbaiting, actually. Peace. Take care.
Love.
Love.